We appreciate you joining us today here on America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys Formula, America's Medicare Associates, and Retirement Tax Partners with Nolan Baker and Dave Ross. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. The website's arhq.com. There is a long-standing rule of thumb when it comes to finances. Stocks for growth, bonds for income, cash for safety. But on Yahoo Finance, Schwab's Lisanne Saunders says there's more that should be looked at now.
The opportunities for individual investors to have asset allocation go well beyond just the traditional stocks, bonds, cash has never been greater, and it's getting more abundant. There's more democratization of other asset class and alternatives. So I think a lot of folks, whether they're well before retirement or approaching retirement, should avail themselves of that opportunity to find diversification, to find uncorrelated assets outside of just that traditional approach.
Now, words like alternatives might scare people because it brings up thoughts of, cryptocurrency or lots of risk. What is she talking about here exactly?
Well, you kind of want things that don't all zig and zag in the same direction all the time. But, there is a lot more to it, I think, that comes down when you're looking at some of the top alternatives that are out there. One of the philosophies that's out there is diversification, right? We've heard that word be talked about for decades now. And ultimately what diversification means is you put a little bit of money into kind of everything and hopefully more go up than down. To me, I kind of refer to that as like the shotgun type of an approach, right? So I go out into the woods and I'm just blasting off a shotgun, hoping that I hit something. If you're considering some of the top alternatives that are out there, I think one of the important things to do is to take a sniper shot approach. And by that, what I mean is to know exactly what you own and not just diversify by owning a little bit of everything. I'll give you an example. I recently had a meeting with a gentleman who had come into the office, and he had his traditional bucket of money with his broker, and it was diversified between like this, stocks, bonds, and cash. And then he had this other bucket of money, and I asked a little bit about that, and it all owned alternative investments. And, these alternative investments were all non-traded investments. Non-traded means they don't trade on the stock market exchange. And what he liked about them is they were designed to provide income, which is what they're currently doing. But being in the business now, again, over 30 years in the industry, it's been my experience that non-traded alternative investments are good up until something bad happens, because then oftentimes what did Warren Buffett say? You find out who's swimming naked when the water washes out at night. That's kind of the same thing here with these alternative investments. They pay good income until something bad happens. Then oftentimes they can become illiquid investments. So the first thing is I'm going to say that I do like alternative investments. I like alternative investments in this environment right now because it is a way to, again, take kind of a sniper shot approach. Whether it's looking at digital currency. I think, again, with the new administration that's come in, we have seen, some strong areas in the digital currency environment. One of the things that we also have done is we've created a couple of unique portfolios that address, I think, where we're at in the current market environment. The first one is called our all-weather portfolio. And if you want to find out more about our portfolios, you can call the office. We can do an independent portfolio analysis and show you mathematically how our portfolio looks compared to what you're doing today. Also on our YouTube channel, if you go and you type in America's Retirement Headquarters, look at our playlist. You can do our model overviews and see the videos on there. But there's two that I'm going to highlight today. Number one is called the all-weather portfolio. So in both of these portfolios, the first thing is these portfolios are built with publicly traded investments. Publicly traded investments means you have the ability where you can go in and these investments can be easily liquid, available. They're very transparent, able to get some information on how they work, able to see, some research. Part of the portfolio is invested into an equity-based part. We have a part of the portfolio that is invested into precious metals. And then we have part of the portfolio that's invested into a managed futures. And so managed futures is going to really try to get us more of that absolute return. It's going to give us exposure in the commodities market, give us exposure to things like interest rates and a hedge based upon where interest rates are going to go. And what these alternatives are designed to do is they're designed to not all zig and zag at the same time. But again, here's three that I like in the all-weather portfolio based upon where we're at, taking a sniper shot approach, picking specific classes that I think will, perform well. We then, will stress test the plan through using our investment policy statement to determine, what the level of risk is, what the possible outcomes could be of the portfolio in the next 6 months. And the software then will give us a grade point average. And what that says is based upon that recipe that you put it together, is the portfolio constructed in a way to try to achieve the highest potential return for the level of risk that you're willing to take? Another portfolio that I wanted to highlight that we have here at the Retirement Guys formula is called our income generator. When we think about it, most people got up, they went to work every single day, and and every 2 weeks they had their deposit put into their bank account. When you look at the world of investing, there are different ways that you can generate income or generate return in investments. Most people will focus on total return, and total return is incorporating growth plus income. And when you're looking at the two areas of what you can control, growth is not a controllable item. So, again, I can give you a belief about what I think the market's going to do this year, but the market doesn't care what my belief is. It's going to be based upon how the outcome of the market is. Income is a more controllable item. As an example, through the selection of what bonds you own, through the selection of buying dividend-paying stocks. When you get interest in dividend income, that type of income tends to be more consistent and generate income. So for a lot of our retirees that are looking for consistency of income, that are shifting from grow my assets all the time to provide that consistent income, our income generator portfolio has a moderate level of risk. It provides a good, consistent, strong income stream that's designed to provide that income stream regardless of the ups and downs of the daily noise of the market. So if you could live off of those dividend checks, and as long as you're invested in companies that should be here for the long run, what happens with those companies in the short term becomes less relevant when you're looking at generating income. Again, those are two top alternatives that I would say here at the Retirement Guys formula that we offer. Again, the all-weather portfolio and our income generator portfolio. Be happy to talk about those. Now, you probably get people that come in as well, and they've been to some of these other events, or you look at their portfolio and you're looking at the alternatives. What advice would you give regarding alternative investments?
Well, first of all, the experience that I have, the negative experience that I've had with alternatives is that a lot of the programs that people have invested in are very much illiquid. They promise a very good interest rate, like 5 and 6% dividend yield. But if they decided that they didn't like this program anymore and they wanted to get out of it, being able to sell the shares and move on to whatever's would be appropriate, in some cases, it's not possible. So when we talk to people about their retirement, we look at reliable income. So you look at Social Security, you look at a pension if they have one, you look at the 401k savings that they have and how that will contribute to their required income that they're going to need at retirement. Well, if people really take an honest look at what their situation is, they're going to realize that maybe they need to ratchet down their overall risk quotient when they retire. And I haven't put any clients in the all-weather or the income generator as of yet, but I think it's going to fit in a lot of different portfolios of people that I'm going to be visiting with in the upcoming months. And so if you take that reliable source of income and then you take a portfolio that generates income from dividend yields and other types of income distributions, that could really go a long way to solving the needed income that people have to have at retirement. And therefore, they're not relying on growth to make up the difference. The way I look at growth is if the market performs well over an extended period of time, the growth element will serve as an inflation hedge that can be used when more income is needed many years into the retired life cycle.
So again, if you're looking for ways to have that consistency and safety, the right blend for you, perhaps looking into the all-weather portfolio, the income generator portfolio, it really depends on your situation. Maybe it's a different combination altogether. But the team at the Retirement Guys Formula, America's Retirement Headquarters, they can help you create and maintain that plan to get you to, through, and beyond retirement. All you need to do to get started, take that first step, reach out, set up a time to speak with them. 419-794-3030 is how you go about doing that. That number, once again, 419-794-3030. You can also visit them online, find out more about the team at arhq.com.